Good morning and welcome to this devotion. Dio Volente, these are the Latin words that means God willing. And for hundreds of years, people used these words in letters they wrote. And people like John Wesley was known for writing DV in the letters that he presented to people, like God willing, I will see you, Dio Volente, DV. I come from an age where Phyllis and I, we wrote letters to each other. It was in the 80s, and we would see each other once or twice a year. And I don't remember much of what we wrote to each other. It was too long ago. But I know for sure we didn't use DV in our letters. In today's times, when I think about writing letters, it's kind of weird. The other day, our neighborhood chat was quite active because there was this guy going around the houses and making a noise and fiddling with people's gates from gate to gate. And the local security guards confronted the guy to find out what was going, and he reported back on the group that the guy was a postman. I didn't even know there were postmen. So this tradition of letter writing is something that has been lost. And it's so lost that I was preparing for a Bible study the other day, and I came across the words or the letters DV in an old writing. I didn't know what it was. It took me almost 2 weeks to figure it out. And I figured out that Dio Volente and God willing is represented by the letters DV. And DV, or God willing, is based on this teaching that James has in our Bible. In chapter 4, James says, and I'm paraphrasing here, James writes something like this. He says, just a moment, be careful now, careful what you say. We are going to this city today and that city tomorrow, and we will stay there for a year, and we'll do business, and we'll make good money, you see. You say this, yet you don't know the first thing about tomorrow. You are nothing but a puff of smoke or a mist. You catch a bit of sunlight, and you disappear into the air. You should rather say, if it is God's will, we will be alive tomorrow and do this. And if it's God's will, we will plan and do things like that. As it is, you have this pride in yourself, in planning your future with confidence. That sort of pride is wrong. James didn't mince his words. It was tough the way he said it. But I must say, I agree with James. But I'm also aware that the use of DV or God willing or these words can become like a superstition or a hashtag of sorts, that thinking that if we just add DV onto our plans, we're good to go, But the truth is that James is getting at something much deeper. James is calling for a heart attitude of humble admission that whatever we do, God's fingerprints are on it, on everything around us too. If God is willing, I go to work later this morning. If God is willing, my work is enough to provide for my family. If God is willing, I get to swim in the sea with my grandson tomorrow morning. Whether we use the words Dio Volente or God willing or not, the important part is that we have this humble admission, this humble walk with God. We know that every morning that we get up, we humbly look for God, for God's will in getting through and going through the day. And when we plan for tomorrow, we plan to be doing what God wants us to do tomorrow. I think that James is saying that we look for our loving God in everything that we do, not only for today, not only for tomorrow, but also in our plans for the days thereafter. So may you find God's will in all that you do. And if God wills it, we'll meet again. Until then, God bless.